Hi again. I decided to make another video because I've gotten a lot of really nice comments about the first video that I made, the one called British Accent, and I wanted to make another one because I've gotten a lot of comments that had questions as to why Americans may or may not be so intrigued with the English accent. And I think that a big part of it is that the way that we as Americans speak English, we don't have a lot of melody to our voices. The way that we speak kind of tends to stay all on one tone, and we have different tones for emphasis. Like at the end of a sentence, we can go up a little bit for emphasis, or we can just go down, as I just did. And that's pretty much all that we do. Otherwise, a typical sentence is all on the same tone, and it kind of sounds like this, and that's just the way that we speak. And it's just not really interesting to listen to. But I've noticed that people from the United Kingdom, specific parts of the United Kingdom, I guess just everywhere, really, anywhere that has a different accent than our own, typically has a different melody, different tones, different highs and lows of speech that we just don't use when we're speaking. For example, if I'm just saying a normal sentence, there's quite a bit of up and down going in the melody that I'm using. Whereas if I'm speaking just with an American accent, it's kind of just all here. And that's just the way that we speak. And it shouldn't really have anything to do with the accent, but it does. I mean, when I'm doing the accent, I feel as if it's necessary, more so than when I'm speaking normally, to, vary my tonal range. And I think it makes it a whole lot more interesting for us as Americans to listen to you, and not only people from the United Kingdom, but also I have a friend from Sweden, and the way that he speaks English is very interesting to listen to because he uses a lot of different melodies in the way that he speaks. Because listening to him speaking Swedish is a very melodic language, and it's very interesting to listen to. And I think that's probably why a lot of Americans try to emulate different accents, because we're just not interested in hearing each other talk. I don't really like the way that I sound. It's just the way that I've been raised to speak, and it's not interesting to listen to, and I don't expect anybody to find it interesting to listen to, but it's just the way that I speak. And I think, for me personally, and probably for the majority of Americans who try to emulate different accents, it's just an interest thing. It sounds better, it sounds prettier, because there's a melody, kind of like in music. There has to be a melody, and I think that there's a much better melody to British or English accents than there is to the American accent.